So this is the second part of Mark and I ranting, moaning.
Yeah, ranting, talking about, I don't know, what's going on in the industry, what we hate, what we love.
What started out as what we intended to talk about has just evolved into this, and
we let it flow, man. That's how we roll. So.
100%. So this is the second part of it, and through clever editing, we'll probably just like ease into that. It's becoming almost an unaffordable hobby now. Even when I look at the trade paperbacks and stuff that we get, some of them, and their answer to it is, well, what should be a 5, 6, 8 part story or whatever, let's compact it into 2, 4 parts. So, okay, there's 4 issues in there now as opposed to 8, but there's 2 of them. So that'll bring the overall cost down. So you're paying 300 Rand per graphic novel and not a massive amount. But when you do the math, you're still paying 600-700 over the 2 issues. May as well put it in one. I don't know. It's just...
I do hate them, dude, because there's so many cool Omnis and Absolutes.
And that's the next evolution now. So, Omnis...
Those new Sin City Deluxe, like, dude.
Dude,
They're so nice.
If I think back to when I was working in the comic shop in the early 2000s, they did the first bits of Omnis, and the gripe then was, no, it's too big, it's too cumbersome. I'm a single issue reader. I like to take my single issue and flip and open it and look. And they bemoaned the omnibus style and format. Now guys are going, actually, it's high quality, it's good, it's built to last, it sits on a shelf nicely,
pages are bigger,
100%. And I'm getting not just 1 or 2, I'm getting like 50 something issues in some cases compacted into one big worthwhile Omni. Now people are seeking Omnis. In fact, there are some Omnis that are out of print that are hugely valuable. And I don't know, it
is weird, eh? Because I mean, that's another 2 that I want to do. Is I want the Justice League Dark New 52 Omni. That's a monster Omni.
Yeah.
I also want the Garth Ennis Hellblazer Omni and that's really the only Omni that I know of Hellblazer they've because they haven't done absolutes and stuff on Hellblazer. And when they do,
and what's nice is I think
300 comics, but
Garth had various broken up runs that are now all in that one thing. So that's kind of cool to get. This was supposed to be what we've found and picked up, and it's completely evolved into a different kind of...
That's cool.
A discussion on the industry as it stands, and it's. I don't think it's a favorable discussion because I don't think either of us are entirely happy with where the industry is now. Yeah, I don't know, and for me the litmus test or the barometer is the fact that I've downscaled. I don't buy as many graphic novels as I did. I think we spoke about it.
Yeah.
Last year I said I was going to make more of an effort to look on the second-hand market, which I have done, and I've found some wonderful things that I've been searching for a while. But the amount of brand new comics that I've bought from a comic shop, no less.
Mine's also drastically... And dude, it's also because like, if you look, and there are some exceptions, don't get me wrong, like, but essentially all the good stories are like the old stories, like,
for the most part.
And like I said, there are some exceptions. Like I still want to read the new Justice League Dark. They've finally released the newer, took so long. That's like captured the whole witching hour in a complete thing or whatever. So I want to go back and actually read like it all again.
Yeah. Look, the new Hulk that they're doing, the Maestro stuff, it interests me. There's a new Hulk story I was watching on Variant Comics, so big shout out to them, that the new run on Hulk with Donny Cates is a very interesting story, that Bruce Banner is piloting the Hulk like a spaceship. And it's all like in the mind, the psyche, but he's trapped the Hulk in a portion of the spaceship. He's sitting in the captain's chair, but it's the Hulk's body. And he's going on this like quest. It's just a very different take on the whole Hulk story that literally came out of that whole L. Ewing run where Immortal Hulk, where he kept dying and getting reborn again. So even me, I'm sitting here going, I didn't finish that run. Apparently it was 50 issues. I'm tempted to kind of see where that story went now, to kind of understand how this was born out. And even then, I'm tempted to pick up Donny Cates' run on Hulk to see I'm curious, you know?
Yeah, and that's actually an interesting point, dude, because I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I feel like, and look, it could be the marketing of our local comic shops, because they just need to rake in this money, like they need to make a living. But it's like, you just getting into one town, it's like, no, there's a new event, no, there's this and this and this, and it's just like, and then you like trying to like fight this, me trying to sound young here, but like this FOMO, like 'cause you want to like miss out on stuff, so you end up leaving something else behind and reading. It's like,
sure,
just leave me alone, let me finish Sandman, and I haven't even done that. Like, you know, like
look, and let's be honest, to all of our viewers here, both of us have put our hands up and said we failed dismally in we've just dropped the reading ball. I've been on an acquisition thing still, getting some amazing titles, and life's happened for both of us. But we both need to make a concerted effort to sit down and actually read and barrel through and actually do a couple more what we've read episodes, and I think we will get there. So we're making another commitment to everybody. But again, on what you're saying, it's like I kind of got curious about this. I'm kind of interested to see this story, and as I've found it, picked it up, got it. Oh wait, now this event's happening, or even if maybe it's not Marvel, maybe DC. Now I've got this thing happening here. So you go, oh, yeah, I'll get to that. Let me just making sure that I've got that and I can have the both, and then I'll try and read both of them, and then as fate would have it, maybe it's a totally different thing, and it's a good and a bad thing. I think for me, it's a lot of these YouTube channels that I follow. It's on the action figure side. I got to a point where I was like, I'm okay with what I have action figure wise, and then I'm connected to some of these things on Instagram, and these posts come up and I see what's coming from Hasbro, or some of these guys do a review on their channel, and I go, ooh, I hate the entire set, but there's one figure in there that I want because the look, the whatever. I was just telling you now, Donny Cates' Cosmic Thor. The entire set I don't like. I think it's horrible. None of the characters in there appeal to me except for that. And I'm going, yeah, I'm probably going to have to track that down. Same thing happens on the comic front. I go, I've picked up these stories off the back of what these guys have spoken about on their channels, and I've gone, I'm excited for this. And then I pick up, or I hear about another story, and I go, ooh, that sounds almost, or just as intriguing. If not for the story, but for the other characters that are in the story too. I mean, again, on Variant, they were doing one where there's Iron Man, or God Iron Man, or Iron Man becomes a god. He gets imbued with the power cosmic. So now he's got all this energy, power, etc., etc. And then I was looking at it, I was going, yeah, so he's got now cosmic armor. And I was going, don't really care. And then in the one issue, literally he fights Korvac. And Korvac is basically like a god in himself too. And the two of them come together. And they're destroying planets with this battle that they're having. And the only thing that can stop them, there's this double page panel where there's Eternity, Infinity, the Living Tribunal, Chaos, Order, Select, like everybody gathers around, and the Living Tribunal just goes, stop, and they stop fighting. And I'm just like, oh, I must read this now because of that cosmic appearance now. So now I'm curious, just off the back of that these guys are there. I want to see, because yeah, that's interested me or piqued my curiosity there. And I'm not generally a big Iron Man fan. I love RDJ's Iron Man in the movies, but in the comics generally, he's not one of my go-to characters or reads. And
so it's funny you mentioned that, dude, like about liking one figure and not others. I've got an opposite problem. I'm a dilemma that I actually want to get your thoughts on. Maybe you just need to be like, whatever, Mark. But anyway, like, so
okay, whatever, Mark.
But before I tried to like be responsible and stop ordering statues. Prior to that, I ordered a bunch of statues, which are still coming, and I'm still paying off. So I'm going to pitch you my vision. Okay, so as you know, I've got this monster swamp thing behind me.
Yes.
I already before that ordered the Zatanna, which is the equivalent to him. It's a 1/3 scale.
Yes.
I've also got Dead Man coming. I don't know if you saw in the same series they're releasing Constantine now,
and it's a good Constantine.
And
very good
it's
Constantine.
Badass. Luckily,
Iron Studios' Constantine also looks quite good.
Yeah, I caved. That's on pre-order. That's the thing I told you about off camera. That's the one thing I've like allowed myself for now.
Okay.
It was also on special. And anyway, like So luckily there's no pre-order than that yet because it's going to be stupid expensive Constantine. But anyway, now if you look at it, dude, Constantine and Deadman were done by Lee Bermejo, and it was loosely based off his Damned run. Now the problem I have is you can see off that I've basically got the whole Justice League doc. Now what they're going to do in probably 2 or 3 years is complete it and do Etrigan.
More than likely.
Now my problem is if they don't do classic Etrigan and they do Etrigan out of Damned, I'm going to be like, it's going to be like this. Do I leave him or complete the Justice League doc? I'll have, imagine my display, dude. It's going to be like all Justice League doc, and then I'm going to like leave him out. But they've got to go classic Etrigan. And if they don't, I'm going to be like, no, what do I do?
I think they'd probably go with a more traditional classic Etrigan with some form of armor or the reddish.
Not a fake rapper.
No,
cheesy.
I'm pretty confident they'll do.
Yeah, me too, dude. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, I think so.
But hopefully that's in like 5 years' time or something.
Yeah. Give you time to stock up.